You are now listening to the Full Sport Press podcast, featuring hosts J-Hove, Jeff, and Weezy. Please enjoy the show.
Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back, and some of you for the first time, to the Full Sport Press podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I am J-Hove.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What it do? What's going on?
What's going on, fellas?
How's it going, sir?
Camera's always on, Jeff.
Always on, brother.
Weezy, how are you, brother?
I'm pretty good, man.
Tough week this week, but we here.
Rough week, man.
Rough week. Yeah, sure, most definitely. Cameraman, how are you, brother? Thumbs up, man. That's always a good sign, for sure. Episode 265, cameraman. Right? All right. We are concluding our yearly NBA player playoffs.
Oh, boy.
And we're ending it with the Western Conference.
Okay.
For sure. Now, Giannis Antetokounmpo won the Eastern Conference, so we're going to see who he will take on.
For the chip.
For the chip.
Okay.
Let's get it going, man. Let's start off. Best of the week. What's your best of the week?
Well, my best of the week was the way the NBA handled the passing on Nipsey Hussle.
For sure.
First off, Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yeah.
Second off, the Lakers give him a moment of silence.
Yeah. Video tribute. Mm-hmm.
That was stand up for the NBA.
For sure.
I respect it.
Nah, for sure. NBA is always on the right side of everything. For sure. Most definitely. What's your best of the week?
Kind of piggyback off that.
Yeah.
Definitely Russell Westbrook, the 2020 game.
Ah, yeah, for sure.
If you ever ask why it's my favorite player in the league right now,
Right.
things like that.
Most
Answer
definitely.
that question.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
And averaging a triple-double for the third consecutive
year, man.
Yeah.
Hard to do. Nobody's ever done
It's
that.
never done.
So anytime you get into territory where nobody has ever done,
Yeah.
you're doing something special, for
Yeah.
sure. Shout out to him, man, for that. Everything he did. My best of the week is a 13-year-old son that traded in an Xbox, and he also did yard work to buy his mom a car.
Heard about that.
William traded his Xbox and did yard work to buy his mom, a single mom, a 1999 Chevrolet Metro. If you come from a single-parent household, feel this strong way.
It's a weird kid right
Yeah,
there.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely said he feels the right thing to do. So if William is listening,
Yes, sir.
I got another Xbox for him. He can have my
Yeah,
Xbox.
we'll make sure you get another Xbox.
Oh man,
Yeah,
for sure
yeah.
you can have that. For sure, I'm sure somebody's reached out and gave me an Xbox.
But still, if not,
listen,
let
let's
us know.
speak. I got a whole Xbox. Worst of the week, Weezy. What's your worst of the week?
Worst of the week was the tragedy, man. Tragedy of the passing of Nipsey Hussle.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right. Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Yeah, absolutely.
He originally was like, I ain't gonna say I was a huge Nipsey fan, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it was unfortunate.
Ah man, unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
That's
man.
tragedy.
Yeah.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
For sure. Most definitely, man. What's your worst of the week, Joe?
Worst of the week, of course.
I think it's a consensus.
yeah,
of that.
but just to add a little humor to the
Right.
flame, social media influencer Julie Mbuila in Miami
Mm-hmm.
got Colombian authorities' attention by her lavish lifestyle on Instagram and Snapchat.
Okay.
Brought the whole hood down.
What the whole
Family got indicted. They're making $3,000 a month. How in the world she posting Lamborghinis,
Right.
lavish shopping trips,
Right.
all this other stuff. Yeah, well, Dad was funding a drug cartel. That's how they call him. They call Dad from her Instagram.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah. She ran the block.
Yeah, ran the whole block hot, man. Tripping down in Miami.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is she on Love and Hip Hop Miami?
No, she was just a regular person. And but she was one of those people a lot of people followed.
Right.
And she just would post taking trips, new clothes, new cars.
Right.
How you doing all this? You were just a student.
Yeah,
You was 26 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. My worst of the week is the Final Four being lackluster in my eyes. No Duke,
No.
no North Carolina,
No.
just Virginia, not even Gonzaga. So not necessarily was stuck with bad teams. There's going to be some good basketball played,
Mm-hmm.
but it is not the Final Four I was anticipating going into March Madness. Yeah, sure.
Wow. Make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, Google Play, Stitcher, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course, the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. Just search Full Sport Press Podcast. And after you do that, check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Brown and Spike Lee and them extra each and every Wednesday.
Zone 4.
So for him extra. This week's episode is the R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle episode. Guys did a great job with that.
A poignant show for the guys over there on deck. They did a great job handling that. Yeah. That was one of those ones I definitely would have called PTO on. For sure. Definitely. Called a stomach virus on that show.
And I definitely want to give them props because I believe in coaching in private and praising in public. Mm-hmm. And I'm not coaching them by any means, but I called him out this week like, man, bro, y'all got to handle this situation hard. Like, that's my guy. Don't do him right. You know what I mean? I hit him up personally and said that. And they definitely came through like they always do. So I just wanted to, personally let them know that. Thank y'all for that.
Yeah, shout out to the guys, man. The thing is with the whole Nipsey thing, when we were too young to really truly embrace the Tupac loss. Yeah. To see it in real time happening from when Duke lost to how ecstatic I was about that.
You had to say that.
And then you go right an hour later knowing that, one of your favorite rappers no longer here in less than an hour and then seeing it step by step.
Yeah, you watch the all unfold.
You see TMZ, TMZ, like it's 30 miles on. Yeah. So the last time I got an alert from them, it was Whitney Houston passed or Kim Porter passed. Prince. Yeah. Michael Jackson. Yeah. If something happens in Los Angeles,
they own it.
They own it. So when I'm reading that and it says gunned down, I was like, it's something. It's not shot. Because people get shot every day. But gunned down is different. Yeah, man. So to see that in real time and not to see, because if we were younger, Jeff, MTV News would have broke that at 9, 10 o'clock, that night. Serena Asphalt.
Yeah. Kurt Loder.
Right? And it would have been, we'd have to go through it like that. So being with social media, and then I'm done with it. We come to social media to laugh, right? Yeah. We come to social media to, to escape our everyday stresses, right? Yeah. But now, everybody is publicly grieving on there. So where do you go? Yeah. So that's when you have time to hang out with friends and family. Yeah. And put your phone down.
Yeah, put your phone down.
So that's the good thing.
Or at least go to the group chat.
Yeah. The group chat, hell, you're damn right. The group chat was equally grieving as well.
It's about Wednesday, Thursday. We came out of my shell by Wednesday, Thursday.
It's tough, man.
The group chat was rough this week. Do you hear me?
Oh, man. So, for sure. So,
hey, if you can fight, the group chat was up this week.
Yeah. So if you look at it, you look at this as a time to put the phone down, man. Hang out with your friends and family, man. And also tell your homeboys and people that, how you feel, man. Yeah. Most definitely, man.
That was just, real quick. I always compare stuff to sports.
Okay.
And so, the passing Nipsey Hussle to the generation, it's like, say LeBron James, God forbid, we seen LeBron James play in high school. And he's going to be great, it's going to be great. And we seen him play, just to this his first ever NBA Finals.
Right.
And then he got injured. We couldn't see him play no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't get to see the finished product.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it. And I think people are comparing him to Tupac. I think it's more Master P than Tupac.
Well, the reason why I think people are comparing him to Tupac is because Pac had a lot of things that he wanted to do.
Right. He didn't get a chance to do it.
And we saw Nip actually start to manifest some of those things.
He did those things.
Yeah.
Just like P did. That's why.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
I get it.
Spike Lee said it best, man. The whole generation got robbed.
For sure.
Yeah.
They got robbed.
Most definitely, man. Fresh for Dummies, man. Me and my dog, Animal Brown, is a self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. You can catch our latest issue. Issue number 43 is up right now, directly for the culture. Follow the show IG page at Fresh for Dummies and simply search Fresh for Dummies on all of your social media handles. Wear your kicks and cop responsibly.
And you can read up on your favorite FSP co-hosts, purchase your FSP merchandise, and catch up on the past episodes from the shows we just mentioned and much, much more. How you do that, you ask, Weezy? Just search www.realvillemedia.com. Tell a friend to support the real. OMG!
Most definitely, man. RMG. Jeff.
Yes, sir.
You got 10 good wrestling seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start the clock.
It's WrestleMania weekend, guys.
Hey. We got to get you to Wale Mania next year.
Got to go to Wale Mania.
We got to get you there.
Yeah. Sure. Be on the scene corresponding.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, look lit.
Yeah, you got to be there. We got to get you there.
So, we got to do it one good time.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Your boy, yeah. I'm batting 1,000 right now.
We'll see how you turn out this.
Let's do it.
All right.
I am.
So, first match is a no disqualification match.
Uh-oh.
Triple H versus Batista. Who you got? Jay.
Give me Bautista.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the game.
I'm going Triple H as well. All right. In this is what's advertised as his last match.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. So this is a little different.
Okay.
Not who wins or loses, but does John Cena interfere and take over this match?
Facts.
Okay.
He going, because you watch wrestling, you watch Raw last night.
Yeah. See how quick I am with this shit? Not like that ass. No disrespect. Hold up, Jeff. Like, dog, when I see wrestling stuff, like, okay, I think, what's my big guy that's dating the African American fine lady? Dude, like, so he left his wife, like, for JoJo. Yeah. And now I see these people, it's because of Jeff's team, the rest of the because I look at these people like, I know who the hell they talking about. Yeah, my bad.
Shout out to JoJo, man.
Shout out to JoJo.
Okay. So, who you got, Weezy? Does Cena interfere in the match?
Nah, he don't.
Okay.
Kurt Angle wins.
Okay. All right, for the WWE Universal Championship, we got Seth Rollins versus the champion, Brock Lesnar. Who you got?
No, I'm going Brock, for sure.
Seth Rollins, for sure.
Okay, I got Brock.
Yeah.
And the co-main event, we got Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey for all the women's belts.
So,
who you got?
I got to go Ronda Rousey because they saying she's going to retire if she doesn't get the championship belt, so I'm going with Ronda.
You got it.
Leave me alone, Becky. I'm going with Becky.
I definitely going with Becky. It's got to be Becky's moment.
Yeah.
And last one,
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston for all the balls. Can he pull it out versus Daniel Bryan?
I got to go with DB, man.
Yeah.
Yes, DB.
If Daniel Bryan wins, we ride.
Yeah. All right, then.
Who you got?
I'm going Kofi Kingston.
All right, there it is, man.
For the culture, bro.
For the culture, for sure. Marathon got to continue.
It has to.
It has to. For sure. And let's take a rest in seconds, man. In case you missed Weezy, I got you. Let's talk about FAMU. Now, Pro Day is supposed to be a chance for NFL players to show NFL scouts what a pro prospect really looks like. Florida A&M seniors had a chance to do so. They never got that chance, Jeff. Now, FAMU's Pro Day showcase had 0 NFL scouts to show up. Not one. Now, Florida State, the ACC program, your favorite team, Jeff, that also calls Tallahassee home, had its Pro Day at 1 p.m. Now, they rescheduled the timing, didn't really get to the scouts' plate, and they didn't know, so they got rescheduled to 4. Nobody showed up, man. Scouts went to the ACC programs, Florida State, but did not show up for FAMU's, man.
That's tough.
Now, Elkhorn State had a similar situation last year. After nobody showed up, they were able to go to Southern Mississippi's Pro Day to shine the next week, so I hate that for FAMU. I hate that, man. It's tough, man. Yeah. This is the thing. There's players that can play. HBCU football.
Coach
just get them a look, man.
Yeah.
I understand that they're playing below level of Power Fives and things of that nature.
But talent's going to jump out at you.
Just give them a chance, man, for sure. Almost made our yellow box of Cheerios.
Yeah.
But
somebody in the scheduling department got to reach out to those.
It's true. They say somebody dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Somebody need to be fired.
For sure. We we want people to keep their jobs, but somebody needs to be reprimanded for sure.
At least we have a nice little. Come on,
let me talk to you. Yeah, for sure. Now, tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe, but more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
That the marathon will continue.
All money in.
Yeah, for sure. No money out.
No money out.
No money out, for sure.
Yeah.
Revolution will be podcast. Before we get started with the first half, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient?
I do, man.
Who is it?
The new New York Jets running back, Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, for sure. New York Jets running back Le'Veon Bell released a rap album last week. Jeff, you're the rap connoisseur.
Oh, wow.
Did you listen to Le'Veon's album?
I listened to the single.
That's right, yeah. The album is titled Life's a Gamble. He did take a gamble. He said not a year, for sure. It includes the track that you probably heard, Free at Last.
Yes, that's the one.
Reference his exit from the Steelers. Now, he also had time on his hiatus to record a music video for that said song. Bill went to Twitter to ask his followers, and I quote, were they ready?
Yeah.
Fire emoji or a trash can emoji?
Oh, my God.
Now, this took Keenan Allen to comment. I got to keep it a band, bro.
Yeah.
This ain't it.
This ain't it.
End quote. Le'Veon responded, if you honestly felt that way, you could have texted me. End quote. Allen responded again. Started a quote. Should have been your real friends that said it, though. No cap. End quote. Le'Veon is a top 5 running back when he's on the field.
Hey, Kenny Allen went line.
Kenny Allen doubled down.
Damn, bro.
He doubled down on him.
Doubled down. So your real friends should tell you what's really going on.
That might have been the best comeback that you can. He didn't want to argue in the middle. Your homeboys had told you.
Sure.
That ain't it.
With the no cap.
Yeah.
Gotta have no. Stick to your day.
2019, no, gotta have the no cap.
No cap. Yeah, for sure. Let's be honest. Stick to your damn day job.
You're real good at it.
You're real good. Top 5 when you're out there.
Yeah.
Stick to that, man. Yeah. Keep getting them checks, dog.
Catch that screen pass, boy.
Yeah, and take it to the house.
In the new uniform.
Hey.
In the new uniform.
And that black uniform is solid. That new black uniform is solid.
Let's talk about it. Let's get started first half, fellas.
Let's do it.
The first half is underway.
First half, episode 265, Full Sport Press Podcast. I'm J Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
I'm Weezy.
Weezy, where can they find you on social media?
I'm FSP_Weezy on IG. I'm at How Weezy on Twitter.
Okay.
I'll let you for sure. Are you at Jeff?
J Easley 84 across all social media platforms.
Most definitely. Yeah. And I am J Ho on Instagram and Twitter.
Get it again.
I'm still the gingerbread man.
We're gonna get that kingdom over one day.
Sure, man. A lot of people trying.
Yeah.
It's up. Definitely. And it's FSP_cameraman on the gram.
Yeah.
Holla at the man. Tell him to post a picture too.
Holla at him.
For sure. The Final Four is here, fellas. Even though it looks a little bit different than we might have expected.
Yeah. Put some respect on their name. They made it.
Sure. Only 3 games remain in the college basketball season. Let's get into the crystal ball. Predict winners and why. Auburn versus Virginia. Who you guys have and why?
I'm rolling with Auburn, man.
Rolling with Auburn. Battle of pace. Virginia locks down the puppies. Forcing shots.
Right. Virginia wants it 50 points and under.
For sure.
Auburn wants it in the upper 80s.
Yeah, they're trying to get it going.
I think Auburn is this college's not talent-wise, but the way they play is Golden State. They get shots.
They get it up. I think the loss of their big man will affect them against Virginia. Yeah. So I have Virginia by 6.
Make a phone call real quick.
You got me.
I got Auburn.
Auburn.
Plus 6.
Plus 6.
I got Auburn plus 4.
Yeah. So Virginia's locked down.
Yeah, they are.
Moving right along, Texas Tech versus Michigan State. Michigan State's coming off a 1-point win versus Duke. Shout out to Parham. Shout out to Sean Wash. Really good season. No, they're listening. This is a matchup of 2 elite defenses. Yeah. Texas Tech and Michigan State both ranked in the top 3 defensively against field goal percentages. Who you guys got?
I'm not going to get Michigan State. Tom Izzo.
Yeah.
I'd be way more excited about this game if it was a New Year's 6 bowl game.
Sure.
Or something like that. But I got Michigan State.
I got Michigan State by 3. For sure, man. It's hard to go against Weezy's brother, Cassius Winston. Yeah, for sure.
That is Weezy.
Yeah, that's Weezy. With a headband. I'll let you just allow. Until we're going to meet Cassius Winston one day, you're going to be like,
yeah.
Sure. I'm telling you. Soon. Very soon. We're going to make that call. National championship game then. Okay. I have Michigan State versus Virginia. Okay. Jeff, you have the same.
I have Auburn.
You have Auburn?
Auburn versus Michigan State.
And you have Auburn versus Michigan State. Yeah. I have Michigan State winning by 5. Weezy's your final MVP.
Cassius Winston.
Same. I got to beat Auburn. For sure.
I got Michigan State winning.
Sure. Tom Izzo, man. That'll be a good one. Last time you won was what, 99?
The Draymond?
Nah,
did they win with the Draymond?
No, they won with the Flintstones.
The Flintstones. I thought they won with Draymond too.
Yeah, that's how they won championship. Was 99?
Maybe before that. Look at that, cameraman.
No, they won recently.
Yeah. Listen, whatever they want to
bet. Yeah.
I'm gonna bet.
It's true. Yeah, not for sure. I'm telling you, the last time they won, I think it was with Mateen Cleaves and.
No, Jay.
No, because my man got one. My man that was
Adrian Payne. Yeah. They played in the Final Four. They ain't win no championship.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Ain't nothing to it.
Dwan Black?
Dwan Black. Pitt. What's up? What was the last championship they won? What year was that? 98? Come on.
What does GTD stand for?
Right.
What does GTD stand for?
God damn. Watch how quick I find this. What?
What it was?
Damn. 2000.
2000.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's it. Jeff, you up.
All right. Move on to My Uncle LeVar's firstborn son.
Yeah.
Lonzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep your hands up, Lonzo.
You ain't talked to your uncle, have you?
Nah, I ain't talked to him. He answered my text right now.
I bet he ain't.
Yeah, no. There's a lot going on in the house, but it's all good, though.
It's all good.
Lonzo has filed a suit against the Big Baller Brand's co-founder, Alan Foster, alleging that the Ball family's former business associate sought to embezzle millions of dollars to enrich himself.
He did.
Ball is seeking more than $2 million in damages and interest, according to court documents filed Tuesday in Los Angeles Superior Court. Foster is accused of conspiring to steal millions from the Ball family for his own personal gain, including a bid to purchase property all the way in Ethiopia.
Ooh.
Wow.
Foster look Ethiopian.
Yeah. I was talking about
It goes back to
I was talking to Pops about this, right?
My bad. What was Pops talking about?
I was talking to Pops about this, and he was like, "It's a bad situation."
For sure.
He said, "But at least it happened early."
Did happen.
Did happen.
Yeah. Second year in the league. Yeah. I think Foster owned 16% of the company.
Yeah.
While Zoe he owned 51. And then LeVar and Tina owned 16 and 14 respectively. So here's the thing that I'm worried about.
Okay.
I thought LeVar's out of the picture.
He's just behind the scenes.
No, they just fired his agent.
Yeah.
And LeVar has been meeting with numerous NBA agents on behalf of Lonzo.
Right.
And he's been asking if they were able to pair all three of his sons, LiAngelo, LaMelo, and Lonzo, on the same NBA team. The agents don't want any part. So, but CAA, who has, I think Kyrie, they're one of the bigger agencies in basketball, appears to be in the lead. Nobody wants to deal with LeVar, man.
LeVar, he's got to learn from this.
Yeah.
I hope he does.
He's got to learn from this.
He looks very, very stubborn now.
He does.
Yeah.
It looks like he was very similar to people that's trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Like, he did the shoes. Mm-hmm. He had the clothes. Mm-hmm. Then he had a basketball. He had a basketball league. Then he had a basketball all-star game. And then he also took his kids out of school and took them. Like, he's doing too much.
Because he realized, I can really do all this.
Yeah.
And that was the worst thing that happened.
Yeah. He really can't do any of it.
This costs this much? Okay. Oh, this costs this much? That's just, you know what I'm saying? That's what he was just paying.
Yeah, and then he just trusts. And I get it. This is your best friend. Yeah. You trust him with your life. You like,
yeah, let's
take care of that, man.
It's funny when that money get involved.
Oh no, listen, it got real tricky for sure. So it's good though that they're still in a talking relationship.
Yeah, I'm happy about
that. The family is still together. I was worried there for a little while, for sure.
When you start covering up tattoos, throwing shoes in the trash on Instagram.
Yeah. Like, then Melo talking about, I'm happy you got us out of here. Yeah. Like, I'm like, whoa, man.
Yeah. Can't lose. Melo's the one.
Yeah.
Can't lose him.
Yeah. Well, Zoe's the one.
No. The young boy.
Zoe's the one. Zoe went number 2.
The young boy is the one.
Melo's not going number 2, period.
He's going lotto.
We
already bet that.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see.
We will see. Yeah, only time.
Yeah, we'll tell.
Let's talk about another disappointing sports story.
Oh, man.
The Alliance of American Football is done, Weezy. We had a whole damn show about it on February the 18th. You want to go back and listen to it? February 18th, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
2.8 million.
Come on,
just keep going, Jay.
Come on, man. The AAF struggled to make payroll after its first week, and Dundon, who jumped in to save the day.
Yeah. Where that payroll money at?
Yeah, said he was committing $250 million to the AAF.
Damn.
Then, after the league's television ratings sagged during prime basketball season, not surprisingly, he complained that the NFL Players Association wouldn't grant him access to its worst players.
That hurt.
So, what did he do? He pulled the plug.
Take my ball to go home.
Only about 6 weeks after he bought a controlling stake in the league, a move that suspended its operations and stranded hundreds of players, coaches, and staff in 8 cities. How will the AAF be remembered?
As a spike to the XFL.
For sure.
And a waste of all our time.
It was a waste.
So this is my question. Does this make the XFL look good for not rushing it and taking 2 years to take
100%. Yeah. 100%. The XFL has to learn from their mistakes from the AAFs.
Yeah.
So
learn from the mistakes for the first time they tried XFL. And actually from his too.
Hell yeah. So they have to find ways to get more media exposure, which I'm sure they will knocked down before we'll see in February 2020. But to see Vince McMahon continuing to pull stake out, getting $270 million a year, then $120 million a year, he knows what's ahead of him. He has to make sure that it's going to be a loss probably that first year. Probably not at the beginning, but at the end. The hardest part is going to be the end of it.
He pretty much does what he wants with the USA Network, right?
What do you mean?
Like with that Raw, he pretty much can.
I mean, they just doubled up for another 10-year contract for the Monday Night Raw show.
So I'm sure it'll be a lot of XFL on that channel.
Yeah, no, it'll be promoted on that.
It'd be probably promoted. Of course, it'd be promoted because you got 3 hours of programming every Monday.
Right.
So it'd be that. I mean, last time it was on NBC.
Yeah, it was NBC.
It just, you got to get that prime viewership. Like the first week of the AF, they had the high number that beat the basketball game when the basketball game was a blowout. But and it peaked at the pregame show. But I mean, man,
it came in promising, and I'm not even gonna lie. We sat here and did a whole show about it. I thought it was gonna be,
at least a year,
at least a startup.
Yeah.
It ended up being the exact same thing. And they talked about this great app. App is trash. Johnny Football, it should have started with Johnny Football. If you marketed the league around him, I think it would have been different.
And the XFL needs to peep that. Sure. And go ahead and scoop him up and put him on one of their team in the market. Because that was what hurt. That's what hurt. We were watching the game. Yeah. We both kept saying, "This is bad football."
I feel like I'm playing it, so I feel like I could play it.
Yeah, and I shouldn't feel like I can play out there. Yeah. I know I shouldn't play out there. Not at all. Let's move on to ESPN, guys, and talk about Stephen A. Smith. He's reportedly on the verge of signing a huge contract extension with the worldwide leader in sports. Smith is in line to become the highest paid on-air personality at ESPN by potentially going for a $10 million per year salary. This is just talk, apparently, for right now. But, I mean, they put Stephen A. everywhere. He doesn't even make He does boxing.
Allegedly, he had a doppelganger came out and broke up a fight. So, yeah, he's everywhere. The only thing I worry about is the quote that he came out. He said, and I quote, "Everybody at ESPN on the world of sports media does not deserve to be paid what I get paid. I don't believe it. I just don't.
Okay.
And I'll never apologize for it. You don't generate the revenue that I do. You don't generate the ratings that I generate. You aren't as popular as me. You don't resonate as much as me," end quote. I don't like that.
Just a little cocky.
It's the truth, though.
That's the thing about it.
It's 100.
Not one time.
Not once.
You shouldn't say it.
And this is the truth. There's a reason that nobody gets paid as much as Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, LeBron James. There's people at the end of the bench.
Right.
I get that. But having said all of that, I just don't know how you can work with this guy and not feel as if he has an inferiority complex. Period. Working alongside him. It would be tough to work alongside, dude.
I think when Skip left, Skip got the bag.
Yeah, for sure.
But his show didn't suffer.
No, he didn't.
And
he had equal talent.
Exactly.
With Shannon.
Yeah. And what I mean, Stephen A. First Take didn't suffer at all.
Sure, it did.
You know what I mean? So
that
made him feel like, you know what I mean? I'm good.
Yeah,
if Skip's gone and it didn't fall off at all, we still here. And Max is, serviceable.
Yeah, he's Max solid.
Max solid.
It's Max solid. I'm just saying,
Stephen A.
Hell no. But going out and publicly letting the world know that you deserve more money than anybody in your profession is a place that you won't make friends.
It's just something you don't say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now granted, he was 100% honest. Yeah. Talent dictates money in the world of sports, period, and media. Yeah. And he dominates that realm that he works in.
But let's keep it 100. ESPN is struggling right now. So all they got is Stephen A. Smith. ESPN is struggling.
They're struggling with talent.
It's too many other Fox Sports.
Yeah, and everything's 24 hours.
Yeah.
So you got to have people that are moving the needle all day long.
Yeah.
And that's hard to find.
Hey, Jeff, it's tricky. You don't come out and say that, dog. People are going to be looking at you real crazy. Yeah. That's going to be... Yeah, he got the bag for sure. Before we get started with halftime, let's talk college basketball. 60-year-old John Calipari has agreed to remain the University of Kentucky's head coach for the rest of his career after committing to a new long-term deal. Now, Cal was approached by UCLA with a 6-year, $48 million. He leveraged that into a contract that will pay him $10.5 million a year. In 10 seasons in Lexington, Coach Cal has a 305-71 record, and aside from the 2012 championship, He's had Final Four appearances in 2011, 14, and 15. And the Wildcats went 30-7 this season, falling in the Elite Eight in the past 3 years. Does he deserve this? 100%. Yeah.
That's Nick Saban money, dude. That's Nick Saban. But that's Dabo Swinney money.
Think about it, man. He helped bring Kentucky was down. Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Kentucky they had just lost. I think it was Billy Gillispie.
Yeah.
And Gillespie had them in a spot where they weren't getting players.
Yeah.
Now Kentucky is the team that people go to. Now Duke,
Coach can't change the narrative.
He has, but nobody's been more consistent than Cal in the time that only coaches that were more successful. Roy Williams, Jay Wright. He totally deserves it. Yeah. I think he deserves it 100%. You want to talk about Coach K? Over the past 4 seasons, 0 Final Fours, 0 national titles, but a 77% winning percentage. In the last 15 years, UConn has made more Final Fours than Duke and more titles. Yeah, you did. And UConn hasn't made the tournament in the last 3 years. So I say that to say this. Duke became the favorite after blowing out Kentucky, right? First game of the season.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. There were questions, like, wow.
Those were
will they lose a game?
Those were right questions. Those questions should have been asked.
Yeah.
Because they had the best player we have seen in college basketball in ages.
For sure.
Ages.
Transcendent him. Yeah. Transcendent.
Yeah. And they had one player who was not as good as we thought.
Okay, Rich is good as we thought.
No, the other guy. That's the guy.
Yeah,
that's the one we
like. Looking funny in life. But, to be outplayed by Cassius Winston, Weezy's brother, to lose a game of that nature. Yeah. Coach K, man, got some explaining to do, being the fact that you're 72 years old. So you don't have a long time to coach at this level.
I'll say this, though. When they announced this was a lifetime contract, I feel like somebody like Coach, Calipari, he's already been a lifetime contract. For sure. Like, if he wants to leave there, he'll leave. If they want him gone, they'll buy him out. Like, there was no way that there wasn't a lifetime contract with him. Like, you're not just going to walk into a season and be like, let's bring on the assistant. Cal's got to get out of here. No, you're not. You're not going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be there as long as he wants to be with what he's done for Kentucky.
Cassius Winston.
I just don't.
Y'all really can start ahead of time.
Let's do it.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime. We have another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. Coach Brown's a former TSU tight end and the current defensive coordinator for Hillsborough High School in Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out to the Burrows. Coach Brown will give an insight on hot topics from a former player and a current coach's perspective. Let's see what Coach Brown has to say this week.
Good evening. I am Coach Brown, and welcome to Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. Jumping right into it, we're talking Final Four. I'm taking Auburn, and I'm taking Michigan State. Hopefully Auburn can push the tempo, make UVA play a little faster, even though UVA is a great defensive team. I think the Texas Tech-Michigan State game probably is the most intriguing. I'm going to go with Michigan State, but I think it's going to be an excellent game. Let's talk about Vanderbilt basketball. We haven't had anything positive to say about Vanderbilt basketball all year. Let's be honest. But head coach Bryce Drew resigns, and now they're going to hire Tar Heel great Jerry Stackhouse. FSP, what do you guys feel about? We do words of wisdom around here now, and I heard Paul Pierce say some outlandish things, or an outlandish statement, I would say. He said that he was pretty much better than Dwayne Wade. Now, let me say this. Paul Pierce was no slouch at all. No slouch at all. But D. Wade kind of transcended the game with being a smaller two-guard that played defense and played above the rim, and he really worked on his game from when he first came in the league. D. Wade's a Hall of Famer, okay? D. Wade's a Hall of Famer. Paul Pierce, man, I've heard him analyze stuff and talk about basketball. He's a hater, man. He's a hater. I'm going to be honest. Paul Pierce is a known hater. And just for him to come out and say something like that, it's just crazy. So I'm just going to leave you with this, Paul Pierce, man. My mom always used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Hey, I am the coach. Coach Brown it is. Rue, and I'm gone.
And that is another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. The first thing he talked about, Let's get to it, man. Okay. Jerry Stackhouse.
All right.
Hiring the Vanderbilt. How you feel, Weezy? You're a Vanderbilt fan.
I feel pretty good about it. It's Vanderbilt is a dark place right now when it comes to sport. Basketball.
Men's and women.
Yeah, their fan base is pretty pissed off.
For sure.
You know, we had the lowest 3-point percentage in Vanderbilt history.
For sure.
And that ain't good.
Didn't win the game in the conference.
Sure.
And they fired their boy.
Yeah, no,
so
sure.
He's on.
Yeah. In pre-production, Jeff told me something. Told the actual room something.
Well, the athletic director for Vanderbilt was the commissioner of the G League last year, and of course Jerry Stackhouse. His team won the G League championship last year, so that's his guy.
So gotta go with your guy.
Gotta go with your guy.
You're gonna go down with your guy.
You're gonna go down with the ship. Go down with your guy.
And he got Jerry Stackhouse for 6 years. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. I hope it work out for him.
Now, are you worried they get a new chancellor at Vanderbilt? The chancellor now stepped down last week.
I don't blame him. I would have stepped down too.
And the reason why I say it because he didn't care about sports. The guy who stepped down didn't give a damn about sports. Yeah. So, the new guy could possibly make some upgrades. Right. Want to fix that stadium for once. Who knows?
It needs trash.
It's the SEC with bleachers.
It's the SEC with bleachers. That's right. Paul Pierce versus D-Wade. Let's talk about it. Finals MVP, one apiece. All NBA first team, D-Wade has 2, Paul Pierce has 0. All NBA teams, period, Dwayne Wade has 8, Paul Pierce has 4. All defensive team, Dwayne Wade has 3, Paul Pierce has 0. And scoring leader, Dwayne Wade has 1, Paul Pierce has 0.
Do we need to do this?
Yeah. That's done, right?
Wait, no Hall of Famer gets more disrespect than Paul Pierce.
He
brings it on himself.
Yeah, he
brings it on himself.
Because he's not better than D-Wade.
To him, he's better than Kobe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And he want that Kobe. Yeah. That Kobe love, but Draymond said, you want that farewell too like Kobe? You ain't Kobe. Love that. That was wild.
I think it does Paul Pierce no justice. I mean, it doesn't do him any good. He's on TV.
For sure. And they ask him these questions, and he's just going to be honest. Like, he still think that he can play right now. Yeah. So, if you're that delusional, it's one of those things, too.
But he did call game.
He did. Hey, he did. But it was with the Wizards stuff.
He did call game.
Let's kick it off in a second. Let's go.
The second half is underway.
Second half, 2019, Western Conference.
Jeff, you got it?
Yeah.
You can cut that bone crush on for you?
Nah, I'm cool.
Good.
I'm good. You know what I mean?
Got the Western.
Hey.
Had a good night's sleep.
Yeah, for sure.
You
episode 265. I was born ready. Episode 265, man. I'm J-Ho.
It's your boy, Big Joe.
I'm Weezy. What to do?
Now, it is no secret that the Western Conference filled with more talent. Considering that the actual list that we got let us know that people are a little bit more excited about the West than they are the East. Sure. Now, the vast majority of super teams are found in the West, which will ultimately make the conference stand tighter, creating further arguments against the current playoff format. The Western Conference has been so synonymous to winning with talent that executives want a 1 through 16 rather than separate conferences. So it is all set up through the Western Conference. This time it's going to be a little harder to rank the top 8 talent because of the stiffer competition. We are here, man. FSP, Western Conference, player playoffs, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Now, we're here to stir up arguments, as usual, comparing player statistics. Because we can't roll a ball out and play NBA 2K.
Yeah.
We're player statistics, creating a playoff-style format to determine the best player in the NBA. Not, I just think he's better. Not, that's what I'm going with. We have to have a legitimate reason as to why this person will move on, right? So we asked our listeners to give their top 8 players in each conference. Same criteria as last year. Offense, defense, team impact or success, mental, and consistency. With a tiebreaker. Which player would you pick if you need to win a game tomorrow with average NBA talent around? Now, injured players, again, are not allowed to be in the top 8 of each conference, and you have to play in more than 41 games to be included. All right, go through the 2017-18 seedings from last year, Jeff.
All right, so last year, number 1 was James Harden. Number 2 was Anthony Davis. 3, Kevin Durant. 4, Dame Lillard. 5, Steph Curry. Wow. Yeah. Number 6, Russell Westbrook. Number 7, LaMarcus Aldridge. Number 8, Anthony Towns.
For sure. So with we again appreciate everybody that submitted a list.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate everybody that submitted an Eastern Conference list as well.
Yes.
We are now about to unveil the 2018-19 NBA Eastern Conference, Western Conference, excuse me, player seed. Let's do it. Number 1, James Harden.
Uh-oh.
Number 2, Kevin Durant. Number 3, Steph Curry. Number 4, Paul George. Number 5, Nikola Jokic. Number 6, LeBron James. Number 7, Dame Lillard. And last but not least, Russell Westbrook.
Number 8.
Honorable mentions. Let's talk about it, fellas. Anthony Davis did not make this list. I think he's in the middle of his prime. Didn't play back-to-backs. On production alone, Anthony Davis is a top 5 talent in the entire NBA, not along the Western Conference.
Team handicap.
The problem is everything in between. Struggled to keep the Pelicans above 500 when he's playing. And his frustration over the franchise's mediocrity. Let's keep it a buck. Led to an ugly end of the season.
I mean, let's be honest. It's more of his off the court instance than on the court.
He was on my list.
Here we go. He was on your list. Let's just slide it in there. He was in my list.
So, I mean, nobody in the
don't shoot me, AD. He was on my list. But I'm just
nobody in the NBA has a more complete game at that position than Anthony Davis. So, I mean,
that's not. He's popular.
Yeah. But either way, I'm saying just defense and everything. He's a great talent. I wish he played for the Bulls for sure. And he was number 2 on our list last year. He didn't make the list. So
but we explain why he didn't make the list.
Sure.
It has nothing to do with talent.
Absolutely nothing.
It has something to do with his season this year.
100%.
That's all.
That's it. And he averaged 25 and 12.
Oh God! What?
Number 2, LaMarcus Aldridge. And number 8 last year, he's 33 years old. I think within this system, LaMarcus Aldridge has found his way to play for Pop. And it's reasonable to say that he's the reason that they are an 8 seed, might make a 6 seed. We don't know as of yet. But I think the Spurs needed him to play the way that he played this year. As DeMar DeRozan finds his bearings with this new team, this new offense. You lose DeJounte Murray at the beginning of the season with a torn ACL. Huge. So dating back to December, Aldridge has averaged 23, 7, and 2 with this good Spurs team, though. So
overachieving Spurs team.
Overachieving, for sure.
LaMarcus Aldridge made my list.
For sure. And last but not least, Karl Anthony Towns, who was ranked 8th last year, did not make it. 2010 got for the 3rd season in a row. I think the thing is we didn't see a full Karl Anthony Towns until Jimmy Butler left. Once Jimmy Butler walked out the door, it was the Karl Anthony Towns that we put a first-round pick with. You just want to make sure that he has the tools mentally to withstand a full NBA season. But again, he's just 23 years old.
His best days are way ahead.
Way ahead. 23 years old, for sure. Let's do it, man. Number 1 seed versus number 8. We have James Harden versus Russell Westbrook.
No, I'm not doing
Russell Westbrook. You taking Russell Westbrook?
No, I can't.
You can't.
I can't take Russell Westbrook. I'll take James Harden.
Go through the hallway.
All right.
No, you know what? Let's do it. Give me Russ.
Take your boy.
Okay. I have James Harden.
You got James Harden, Jay?
He was number 1 last year. Didn't show up in the playoffs, cameraman, but he sure was the number 1 player in the playoff seedings last year. 29 years old, averages 36 a game, 6 rebounds and 7 assists. Field goal percentage of 44%, 36 from 3. Will play in 75-plus games.
And I have Russell Westbrook.
For sure.
Averaging 22.9 points a game, I was going to say 23. 11 rebounds a game and 10 assists per game.
Most definitely.
Those are all either at career averages or higher than career averages.
Yeah, you're talking about career averages, but you ain't talking about career lows this year.
Only 1 career low. That's field goal percentage.
And that's not true. 3-point percentage. And turnovers.
He got better the second half, though. We don't argue about
Still,
that.
career low.
He came out of injury.
He
He didn't come off. He wasn't hurt the whole offseason.
Yeah.
He has hurt the whole offseason.
All right, so let's go through the criteria. We have offense. Who's a better offensive player?
James Harden.
James Harden, right?
No question.
Yeah. Defense.
It's a question. Don't do that.
No question.
It's no question.
It's no question.
I'm trying to be cool today. don't do this.
No, that's no question.
That ain't no question.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. So team ain't no damn question. This one.
Defense.
He loses against everybody. Well, James Harden loses against anybody you want to put. You can put anybody, the 12th man on the team.
We're not arguing
the 12th man on the damn team. He loses out.
We're not arguing.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
So it's 1-1.
For sure, 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have team impact of success.
Okay.
Think now, with James Harden, without him being on this team, they don't make the playoffs.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook is in a situation where he's very, very needed on this team.
Right.
Extremely needed on this team. But I think that they would be lower with Westbrook not being in there.
They will be fighting for the HC without
sure.
Westbrook.
I agree.
Yeah. So I can't.
But you can't grant it. Listen now, they have a really good backup point guard.
Yeah,
Dennis Schroeder, who would come in.
Right.
He wouldn't know it. He's no Russell Westbrook, but he's the best
he can
backup.
hold the ship down with Paul George as the number one guy. I'm not arguing it.
No question. So who do you think wins?
2-1.
2-1 James Harden. Okay, let's move right along to mental. Now mentally, this is the biggest superstar that has the worst mental. But him and Kyrie batting back to back. So mentally, I think Russell Westbrook. There's nobody stronger in the NBA mentally than Russell Westbrook. Maybe Kobe Bryant is no longer playing in this
James Harden.
He's
just taking my argument. He's basically saying what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
This is Russ. When it comes down to the criteria, it's Russ.
Yeah. So that's 2-2.
2-2.
And we move right along to consistency. Now, consistent. We got it. Now, let's keep it above.
Let's define this. Go ahead.
Yeah, consistent. We have to look into a point where James Harden consistently has been consistently offensive throughout the whole year.
And consistently missing on defense.
For sure.
Russ has been consistently everything, everywhere, at every point of basketball. He leads his team in assists. He's led his team in rebounds. He's led his team in points when Paul George wasn't there. But Paul George is there now. He's deferred to Paul George a little bit more this year. Totally fine with that.
Right.
His defensive numbers have gone up this year. And he's had his third year averaging a triple-double. So he's consistently consistent.
Let me tell you something about Russell Westbrook, though, that we did not talk about. He has committed at least one turnover in every game this season. Okay. He has committed a turnover in 242 consecutive games dating back to March 16, 2016. Mm-hmm. And he only has one game without a turnover in the last 6 years. That is simply remarkable. Very consistently as a turnover. Now James Harden is a walking turnover. I'm just saying.
I think they're apples to apples right there because Harden is going to make a dumbass play trying to do that step back every so often, or looking for PJ whatchamacallit in the corner with a bad pass. So what are we doing?
We're talking about turnovers with James Harden and Russell Westbrook when nobody counts in James Harden scoring 50 when he wants to, when he has to win the game.
But in this crunch time, Russell Westbrook has really, really fell off this year. It's been very, very bad. He's shooting under 30% overall and below 12% from three during clutch play. That is the worst in the NBA. He continues to do that, and he's shooting a career high around the rim. But he's also shooting a career low in free throw percentage at 65%.
Now that's the one I'm worried about. Is 3%.
I don't even know how that happens.
Well, I don't know. I can't get into it about that. But his free throw percentage is the problem. Yeah. But when he's not taking the ill-advised three-pointer and realize he has to get to the rack, which he's done more so in the second half of the season when Paul George's season has tapered off a little bit.
It's tapered off a little bit. Still having a first team All NBA.
Oh no doubt, no question. But it didn't sustain it when that schedule got hard.
Yeah, I mean, but
just be real.
Yeah, well, I think he just had to do so much to keep the team afloat at the beginning.
He chose to.
Yeah. So what I'm also saying is Russell Westbrook is shooting a career high in 3-point attempts, which is right around 5.6 a game. He's only making 1.6. That's a bad. So I think that goes with decision making as well.
And James Harden is shooting 20 to 23 a game, or 15 to 20 a game, 3 points a game. In those 50-point games that the gentleman just mentioned, he's also going 5 for 19 from 3, or 5 for 23 from 3, shooting 24 from 24 from free throw line, getting those 60 points. So if you really want to talk about how you getting that 60, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, when we go into percentages,
we're going to break all the numbers down. We're going to break them up. Let's break them down.
Let's break them down, for sure. And I get that. What I'm saying is I didn't bring up a 60-point game.
Okay. I heard 60 points. I'm like, well.
In those 36, listen, he's putting up his shots with how he has to, but consistent. We'll watch that. Okay. If you need to win a game tomorrow,
we're talking.
You're going to need James Harden more than you would need Russell Westbrook. Because we just said firmly that he hasn't showed up in late games. We just literally said that.
Wait. I can't agree with that. We've seen Russ.
No, we haven't. Not this year.
No. I'm just talking about in general. We've seen Russ.
We're talking about this year.
No, I'm just. Hear my point. I apologize. We've seen Russ with average NBA talent, and he took them to a 6th seed in the West.
For sure.
And won the MVP with it.
And James Harden kept this team afloat with average NBA talent.
When has he ever had only average NBA talent?
Chris Paul was hurt. And
They lost
was hurt.
when Chris Paul was hurt.
Bro, they were still in the playoffs.
No, I hear you.
Right.
I mean, I
They're
hear
still in
you.
the playoffs.
That's
way
not
average
the,
NBA.
that team is not. It's not Lakers bad.
No, that
It
team
wasn't
was-
Lakers.
Think about it. You take away Chris Paul and you take away Clint Capella.
Right.
Your starting five is
him,
him,
PJ,
Eric Gordon,
Eric Gordon,
PJ.
Yeah, but with the way the game is set up, these are
Bro.
shooters. These are
And
guys. These are guys with a dribble drive guy and shooters on the
It's a
side.
bad team, Jeff.
Wait. I'm not saying it's the best
The
team
Westbrook team is
assembled.
way better. That's all I'm saying. The Westbrook team is way better. If you take him away, he's a way
Well,
better.
you take Westbrook away from the team that still has Paul George. Absolutely,
Even
it's
if
way
you take
better.
away, Paul George and you take away who's their second best player,
Stephen Adams.
you take away those two, that team is still better.
So take away Stephen Adams.
Yep.
And Paul George. It just is Westbrook, Schroeder.
Yeah, because Schroeder's better than Eric Gordon.
Schroeder's better than Eric Gordon. That's not true.
That's true.
Not
So-
in today's NBA. That's not true.
Honestly, if I need a game tomorrow, I'm going with James
There's
Harden.
no way in hell. If I need a game tomorrow, we've seen James Harden because when they needed a game,
Sure.
James Harden didn't show up. They missed 27 damn 3-pointers.
I think,
So we seen Russ when they needed a game.
and we seen Russ, and you know what happened with Russ too?
Yeah.
He shot them out of the game.
He shot them back in that game. They were down by 18 points. He shot them
I've
back in.
seen Russ shoot him out of the
Russ
game.
got that coat. Russ is covered. He got
I
them
get
inside.
that, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is James Harden is harder to stop on offense than Russell
If you allow him
Westbrook.
to travel, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
But it was a fight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
James Harden moves on for sure.
I don't believe so. But
Yeah.
just how to vote.
James Harden.
Okay, I can't argue that.
Sure,
but
yeah. I see what you're saying though. Yeah, but because equally are bad.
That's a weak ass 1 seed though. To go to the extra points with the 8 seed. That's a weak ass 1 seed.
Now you talking.
Yeah,
for sure. Let's move right along. Now you talking. Because boy, you should have worded that. All right, let's move. What we got next, Weezy?
You want to do 4 versus 5?
That's what we're doing.
All right. Paul George, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Nikola Jokic, number 5.
Right.
You want Paul George?
I had the highest seed, so Jeff will take Paul
Yeah,
George.
Paul George.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jokic.
All right. Right. You got Paul George?
I got you. So Paul George, he's averaging 28 points a game, 8 rebounds per game, with 4 assists per game.
Mm-hmm.
Great year for Paul George.
For sure.
Yeah.
An excellent year for him. I have Nikola Jokic, who wasn't ranked last year, but I had him on my list
You
last
did.
year.
You did.
For sure. 24 years old, averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 51% from the field, and 31 from 3. We'll play in 80-plus games. The more film we get on Nikola Jokic, the more I am convinced that he is one of the most impressive basketball players in his position
In his position, yes.
in the league, for sure. To average 7 assists from the 5-man is nuts.
Mhm.
It's nuts.
Mhm.
I don't think he makes sense offensively. Just to see, if you look at Nikola Jokic, it does not look like he would be the player that you
Not
would
at
see.
all. It doesn't have that.
No.
Yeah, I know
No,
what you're trying to say.
that's
I
not-
agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
for sure. He's an anomaly.
This is Paul George's career year, though.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is.
He's a high in field goal percentage, high in 3-point percentage.
Sure.
Pretty
It's a
much the
career.
same. I mean, it's his career year.
It's a career year
It's a
for
career
him.
year for Paul George.
But Nikola Jokic has his team as a 2 seed, and he's the reason that they're a 2 seed. So let's go with offense.
Okay.
Who's better offensive?
Offensively,
All around offensive.
all around game, it's Paul George.
I think it's Nikola Jokic.
Ooh, I can hear the hate mail coming in.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think he looks out of place, but he does so much for that team
Right.
on the offensive side. In a world where you wouldn't deserve credit the way that he gets credit, he's just everywhere on the floor. He assists, he shoots, he's everything. Plays back to the basket. Offensively, Paul George, which playing with Russell Westbrook has stepped back. It's still hard for him to,
When you say step back, you mean Russ is step back.
for sure.
Okay.
It's hard for him to get into a spot and you say, like, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, how in the hell is Paul George still doing? You know, like, it's nothing that stands out on
I
offense.
think that statement rang a little more true last year.
For sure.
This year, Paul George is having.
He's the
He's
A-man.
doing Paul
Yeah,
George
for sure.
things.
He's doing
I
Paul
think
Yeah.
career-wise, we're not talking about career, but career-wise, Paul George is by far a better offensive player than Jokic. But this year, it's a wash. It's a wash.
I don't think I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Nikola Jokic is having one of the better offensive years as a big man because he's averaging 7 assists. The offense runs through a center. Like,
which I do enjoy watching.
Yeah, that it is cool to watch.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it. It's more enjoyable to see him making 70 yard passes, from
cool.
this 5 position, and him averaging 7 assists and averaging less turnovers with the offense running through him than
some point guard.
Yeah, then some point guards is nuts. Yeah. It's nuts.
But,
so I think he does more on offense.
But I think at the end of the day, a team will feel better and more comfortable if it's 10 seconds left.
Yeah,
we got the ball. We down 1. We're giving the ball to Paul George.
It's clutch though. You're talking about clutch.
But I'm just saying, get a bucket.
We're just talking about the total offensive game.
Yeah, well, you're bringing up assists. I'm bringing up getting the bucket. That's all.
I'm just saying. Yeah. So so I have him in offense. Who you have?
I got Paul George.
Paul George. Okay. So with defense, which
it's 2 different positions.
No. But he doesn't play. Nikola Jokic doesn't play defense. He's not in the level of. Yeah. And that's why I think Nikola Jokic should have won offense because there's no other way. But whatever. All right. So this is 2 for Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. Think about it. All right. So with team impact and success, I think this team goes further with Nikola Jokic as the helm. Paul George.
Where you can go for it?
Like they're the 2 seed.
Okay,
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
This team was 6 with Russ being the guy. This team was 6 with both of them together last year, and they can be on the best they can do is 6 again this year.
For sure.
So
team impact success. Mental.
That's Paul George.
Paul George. When's the last time you seen Paul George step up mentally in your life?
We saw that
in your life.
No. In my life, I can go back to the game they played. The Pacers played the Heat, and he looked LeBron in the eye and didn't back down. They lost the game, so I can bring it up. That's the game that put Paul George on the map. Like, he didn't back down at all.
I can't go Paul George mental.
Hear me out. You and I saw this together. We were in Atlanta, and we saw that game. They were on ESPN when they were down 8 with 30 seconds left against Donovan Mitchell, the Jazz, and Paul George hit those 2 threes to bring them back in the game.
Oh,
he
for sure.
He could easily tuck his tail and said, we'll get him next time. So Paul George has his moments mentally where he comes through.
But there's more lapses than it is moments, wouldn't you say?
It's arguable.
It's more lapses. Now, with Nikola Jokic, he is a mental person. Like, he's
cerebral with the game.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but in turn, he is a little spaz sometimes. It makes it a little weird. Yeah. But at the same time, he is very, very consistent as far as him being mentally plugged into the game.
Only thing I fear is that you can talk him out of it.
Yeah.
Joel got him out of this game.
For sure.
I've seen Joel do it more than once.
And I've seen Paul George disappear.
Paul George, he completely said he was going to be a Laker and came out and Russell Westbrook changed his mind.
Well, I don't think that's
really the play. But
now, you can say Sam playing playoff P. That's what you should bring up.
And
that's Trey.
And that was my next point.
That was
playoff P.
Playoff P is Trey.
I hope he doesn't. He said he's playoff P. And he disappeared.
Yeah.
So in turn, we're going. I got
Jokic.
For mental.
Mental. Okay. Let's move on to consistency. It's 2-2. We have consistency coming up.
Okay.
Right? Now, if you look throughout the year, you just said yourself, Nikola Jokic just have a really, really consistent year throughout the year, right? And you said Paul George fell off in the second half.
Fell off to 28 points a game.
It fell off.
It has tapered off.
And I'm just going to use your words, against a harder schedule. It's a harder schedule. Right. He did not look the exact same throughout the year.
They played a harder schedule. They're still going for 6 in the West.
Yeah.
And Jokic, go ahead. I'll let you finish one.
Nikola Jokic has been consistently 20, 10, and 7 throughout the entire year.
Right.
He has not had all consistent killing throughout the year. It's not been a point where you're like, man, Jokic ain't playing right. I've seen a month when I was like, Paul George messed up my MVP, and he's messed up my defensive play.
Consistently above average doesn't beat sometimes superior to better than above average.
This is what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
And I get what you're saying,
is consistently, a little bit above average.
That's not true.
Paul George was superior to MVP candidate and a little bit below that.
Both of those guys are in MVP.
Jokic won't get a vote.
Jokic is in MVP. He'll get a vote he'll get a vote before Paul George. Is what I'm saying.
Jokic won't get a vote.
Jokic is the best in his position.
Second or third best.
He's second or third best, right? You have
Embiid
and then him.
Possibly. And then we're not doing it right now. We're not doing it right now.
Right.
Yeah, but definitely Embiid off the top of my head.
For sure, number 1, and then him. Paul George is 4th.
Behind the best, but that's the best position in the NBA. Those are guys, Those are guys.
Kawhi Leonard is better than him.
But hear me out. Those are guys you're starting championships with.
So what I'm saying,
like you starting championship teams with.
You starting
Kawhi, KD,
Bill
LeBron.
Simmons said on his show, said Jokic is one person he wouldn't trade. So along with
for Zion Williams.
Yeah, for Zion Williams. So what I'm saying is you called him above average talent. Right. That's not above average talent. That is a superior talent.
3 players you mentioned that are above Paul George at the small forward are LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Kevin Durant. Yeah. This is if they stop playing right now are moonwalking to the Hall of Fame.
What I'm saying is, at the position, you said that he was above average, and we're going to have to say that that's above average. No. He is the second best center in the NBA.
Right. I understand that. But the small forward position is probably the most argued about and most battle-tested position in the NBA.
I would say point guard.
Other than point guard.
I would say
other than point guard.
Yeah.
But small forward is, because when we do our top 7, that's when we have the hardest one. Point guard and small forward.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the hardest position to argue.
No question. Right? But there are good big men, and he's one of the best.
Like, he's going to go at number 2. He'll go against somebody like DeAndre Jordan at number 7.
Yeah,
that's not what you're going against at small forward. Is a number 2 small forward. You're going against somebody that's still a true franchise.
What I'm saying is, if DeMarcus Cousins was good in all these situations, he would still be. DeMarcus Cousins not averaging 22, 10, and 7.
And if was
there's nobody in the game doing what he's doing.
If was a fifth, we'd all be true.
Nobody.
And if DeMarcus Cousins,
how do we do with nobody? And how do we compare something that nobody is doing? There's nobody doing what Jokic is.
I got Paul George.
I have Jokic.
That's that did, right?
Yeah. Okay, sure.
All right.
What we got next?
3 versus 6.
3 versus 6.
Steph Curry.
Stephen Wardell Curry.
You want Steph?
And who's 6?
6.
He got a bad draw with LeBron James.
He sure did.
I got LeBron
James. Stephen Curry, number 5 last year, 31 years old, averaging 27, 5 and 5, 2 turnovers a game, 47 from the field, 43 from 3. Will play in 65 plus games this year.
LeBron James shooting 51% from the field, averaging 27, 8 and 8 at 34 years old.
At 34, which will hurt.
34 years old.
For sure.
Doing that right there.
For sure.
34 years old. I'm 34.
34. Okay, for sure. So let's talk about offense. Who's the best offensive player between these two? Stephen Curry is a transitional offense, transcendent offensive talent.
You got to slow down with that word, that word usage.
Transcendent? Stephen Curry didn't ruin the game single-handedly?
He
transcendent. For sure. So we got him on offense, right?
This year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Him year. Defense. It's a wash.
It's LeBron.
LeBron James defensively.
Before the injury was LeBron.
Fuck that.
Before the injury. Come on. Let's keep
it a buck now.
After the injury, now LeBron
defensive ratings. LeBron James. This is the worst defensive year in LeBron James' history.
Okay.
History.
And Steph has never played. They've hidden Steph since he was at Davis.
And let me tell you something. LeBron James hasn't been on first team, second team, or third team, all defensive in 8 years.
And Steph has never been, I believe.
I get that, but we're talking about 8 years and we're talking about now.
8 years
right
or
now,
never.
we're talking about right now. Defensively, right. LeBron James does not play defense anymore. Let's keep it a buck. We've said and talked about this.
We have.
He doesn't play defense anymore.
But instead of, I would watch it if I didn't feel like if the game was on the line, LeBron would do something defensively for me, like he did against Toronto, like he last year against Toronto, like he did against. Unanimous in the finals with the block against Iguodala. Like LeBron is going to show up when it counts. Yeah. There is no footage in history of Steph doing anything defensively, and we can say mimics playing good defense. There's not a time, not a second, a play, a scheme, or anything that we can call back to.
For sure, but his defense has improved over the years due to the fact that the team
hides him. And they play very, very, very good team defense.
I've seen LeBron James play some of the worst defense of his career.
This year, absolutely.
It's the worst I've ever
After the injury, it's been very real.
No, before the injury. Since he put on a Lakers jersey, he's not played defense.
But it's been real bad after the injury.
Defense, give me Stephen Curry.
I'll take LeBron. Tiebreaker.
I'll go with Steph just because LeBron got hurt this year.
Defense. Stephen Curry.
Cameraman, do you? I can't. Wow. Okay.
Team impact to success.
Well, it's just LeBron. Let's just move on to the next one. It's team impact.
At 34.
At 34 years old, they were a 4 seed before he went down injured.
At 34.
I got LeBron.
At 34, there's nobody that's more impactful in the NBA than Stephen Curry when he's out on the floor. What are we talking about?
Steph can miss half the year. They still got Kevin Durant. Still got DeMarcus Cousins. Still got
I get it. But a strain left growing in his back in November took Curry out of action for 11 games. Right. After starting the season 10-2, mm-hmm. The Warriors only went 5-6 with him not in the game.
Oh, 5-6, you say? The Lakers would still be in playoff
unless you tell me, and I need to know what was their record when he wasn't there.
He missed 18 games.
For sure.
They won 6.
Can't even say it. But so, there you go. So they went 6-12.
So what I'm saying is 5-6, 6-12. It is equal as far as
that ain't quick math. That ain't quick. 5-6 and 6-12 ain't equal.
No,
that
what I'm saying is
it's
a shorter. It is a shorter.
That's
window.
true.
That's all I'm saying. 18 games compared to 11. I'm just saying that we're under 500
by one game.
Yeah, I get that. But you're talking about a team that has Kevin Durant, that has DeMarcus Cousins, has Klay Thompson.
And this was also early in the season. Yes. This was early in the season. This was LeBron James when he started to count Christmas Day. When the NBA, everybody knows Christmas Day, then All-Star break. But Christmas Day is when the NBA kicks up and starts to count. He goes down with an injury. They're 4th seed and misses 18 games at Christmas Day.
I just can't, and I get that. What I'm saying is, team impact to success. I think you're going off his past.
No,
because if you look at LeBron James at 34 years old, he cannot impact the game as he once did with just Booby Gibson and Zadrunas.
He was doing it.
What I'm saying is, at 34 years old, it does not look the same as it was.
If he missed 18 games with Booby, with Zadrunas and
Big Z, yeah.
The other guy, the power forward. Anderson Varejao.
They didn't make the playoffs. You had him in the 4th seed, Jay.
Before injury.
Well, we're talking about
team impact.
At the end of the year, they're going to have the exact same record that they had last year.
Right. Minus 18 games.
Not a full season with LeBron. And I agree. LeBron James,
minus 18 games without Kevin Durant.
Team impact to success. What you got, Weezy?
Well,
LeBron James.
Well, he's the tiebreaker.
Okay.
So I got LeBron. You got Steph. You got LeBron. This is LeBron.
Well, you got to let him speak for himself.
Who you got, Weezy?
I got LeBron.
All right. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. He said it first. So I figured. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So let's move right along to mental.
Yeah, 2-2, right?
2-1. Because y'all said he had offense.
Yeah.
Then you gave him defense.
For sure.
That was wild.
Mental.
That was wild.
I'm
upset with you on that. I ain't gonna lie.
Mental. LeBron James sits at the end of the bench. LeBron James does not. He publicly throws people under the bus. He's actually the worst teammate in NBA history. Worse than we've ever seen.
You stretching it now.
No, I'm just saying. He sat at the end of the bench. Come on now.
He's the worst teammate.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Ricky Davis probably the worst teammate.
And think about it though. He is historically a killer of franchises. So mentally, it is very hard to play with this dude.
It's difficult.
Mental
to counter what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying,
right?
But not that he's the worst teammate. But it's difficult to say anything negative about Steph because the narrative is painted about Steph that he's the good guy.
But everybody loves mental, and he's mentally locked in the games. He's a clutch person.
That's the thing about it.
He's clutch.
What's his clutch moment?
He's had plenty.
No, he don't.
He closed y'all out.
If you really think about it, that's his moment. That regular season game on Saturday night basketball. Excuse me. That's his moment. That step in from the 3-point from the half court line from right before the end of the second half, in the first half.
I'm just saying. You're just asking me
because that's what I'm saying. He don't have those moments.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying.
He's the guy who couldn't even win Finals MVP.
Well, you gotta look at it. He also has a top 3 player.
Not that first year.
Not what I'm saying.
That was Andre Iguodala.
Are we talking about 2019? We talking about 2016? I'm just making sure.
We talking about
because you stay bringing up some old shit.
I won't bring up old shit.
You might be the plunge
because you bring up old shit on LeBron.
Your new name might be the plunge.
You bring up old shit on LeBron. You said LeBron ain't played defense 8 years.
And he hasn't.
And
I said
Steph
this is
ain't
the
played
worst
defense ever.
defense. This is the worst defense.
Steph's
he's
always
played.
the worst defender.
So what are we saying is, as far as mentally,
Mentally.
you know, and I know, I have to remove myself from you saying from stuff that we've had regular conversations about,
right.
but you know how weak mentally LeBron James is.
At times.
He is the worst
At times.
mental superstar we've had in our league.
Kevin Durant, maybe.
For sure. Him and KD,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So how, and Steph historically has showed up in games.
That's not true though.
Historically, he showed up
That's
in
not
games,
true.
just not All-Star games. He plays bad in All-Star games.
He plays bad.
That's not true, Jeff. He should have won MVP, Finals MVP.
I'll say this. I agree with you about LeBron having his moment.
Right.
But I will also say Steph has, if there wasn't the Kevin Durant package to go along with it, Steph, it is. But Steph will be looked at very differently. Because if you remember how that finals played out when they lost that 3-1 lead, and Steph crumbled and his wife was blaming the media and saying it was corruption, and the baby was throwing fits and throwing stuff at the press conferences, like it was bad.
We're talking about the 2019.
I'm just saying, the narrative could have been changed about Steph.
Is LeBron James said at the end of the bench?
Yes.
Is LeBron James trying to get people off his team to get more help? Like KD and Steph had.
I think everyone's doing that, though.
Right.
That's not a bad, it's not necessarily.
But I'm saying,
I'm not taking that as a
to
knock.
throw his people under the bus.
Yeah, he's throwing people under the bus. That's not cool.
That's mental.
Yeah.
That's mental.
Cool. But I'm saying, Steph isn't the mental.
All right.
This mental going to come back and bite Steph in the ass as we go forward.
Who you
Not
got,
against
Jeff?
James Harden.
Who you got mental?
Or KD.
Jim's not against KD.
Who you got?
No,
No, it's not. No need. It's just Steph.
And the consistency.
No, it's 3-1.
It's 3-1. That's one. Yeah. But I see. Hey, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's had his moments, Jay.
All right.
Yeah.
2 versus 7.
We're not saying that. This way, I wasn't gonna say an argument. Said to say that Stephen Curry is the most mentally strong.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
light skinned.
That's what
That's what I'm saying. But shit. All right, what we
2
got?
versus 7.
We got KD versus Dame Dollars. And I'm talking about a bad draw.
Who you want? Yeah. You
I'm
want KD? You don't want the Warriors.
I don't, but I'll
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
We'll take Dame.
Nah, I can't argue Kevin Durant his name. I was like, I'm not doing that.
You want KD?
Yeah, I'll take KD.
You want Dame?
All right, I got Dame. Dame Lillard, 7 seed, number 4 last year, 28 years old, averages 26 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, 44% field goal percentage, 37% from 3, and will play in 80 games.
All right. Kevin Durant is averaging 26 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, and 6 assists a game.
Okay.
Career high in assists.
For sure, yeah. Dame Lillard is very efficient in his game.
Yeah.
Offensively.
Yeah.
But he's going against he's going against so
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dame is, listen, man, and
It's 3 shit.
he means everything to the Portland Trail Blazers. Everything. The only thing is just taking enormous hits. He loses
The center.
not Jokic, but Jusuf Nurkic.
Nurkic, yeah.
He loses
That's a
Nurkic.
tough loss.
That's a tough big loss.
Especially when
man.
the playoffs coming.
So defense, KD stepped up his defense over the last couple of years.
So definitely, so it's all offense.
Offense for sure.
Just
KD.
KD.
Yeah. Defense.
KD.
Yeah.
KD.
Yeah.
Team impact success is Dame Lillard.
Team impact and success
is Dame Lillard.
is the lifeline
Yeah.
for Dame Lillard. Consistency, right?
Actually, it's mental. Dame has
it. No.
He has his
Hell
moments.
no. Hell no. Hey now, listen. You can't argue that. Kevin Durant.
Dame has his moments.
Kevin Durant mentally shot to hell. There's nobody.
He just got down to Golden State.
Nah,
Let's be real.
Where's he at right now, Jeff?
He's still in Golden State.
Where's he play basketball
He
at?
play Golden State.
What's his number? For who?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. So it's 2-2. Consistency. It's Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
But Dame Lillard.
Took longer to get that than we should have.
But let me tell you something. That ain't good for a 2 seed.
Nah, no, it's not.
Let me tell you something. That ain't good for a 2 seed, cameraman.
All right, you want to do 3 versus 7?
Mm-hmm.
Or y'all want to do 1 versus
1 versus 5.
1 versus 5?
Jokic versus Harden.
Jokic versus Harden.
All right. Give me James Harden. No, give me Jokic. I'll stick with Jokic.
Yeah, stick with Jokic.
I'll stick with Jokic.
You want James Harden, Jeff?
I'll stick with James. I'll go with James Harden.
So, back to Nikola
We don't have
Jokic.
to do the stats again. We just
Offensively,
it's James Harden.
it's James Harden. But, because, let me tell you why. Because he averaged more assists than Jokic.
That's it.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Defense.
And he scores better. Defense, Jokic.
Wash.
Jokic.
Wash.
Jeff, you just sat here and looked at me and said, There's nobody on this list that plays defense worse than James Harden.
Right, but that don't mean Jokic is that much
Bro,
better.
yes, he is.
He's down in the same area.
Bro, nah,
they
bro.
both for the cellar.
Nah, bro, listen. Defensively, as an organization, the Nuggets
not organization.
Listen now.
Jokic.
His improved defensive awareness has allowed him to. He was at the bottom of the barrel. He's in the middle of the barrel. Defense. We're just talking about defense. Y'all kill. We're just talking about defense. Mm-hmm. And Nikola Jokic is a better defensive player. He's Olay, bro. Come on, Jeff.
I'm hearing you. James Harden's.
We just talking defense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We just talking defense.
Give me Jokic.
Jokic on defense.
I got James Harden.
Okay, where we at?
Well, who you got?
He said Jokic.
Oh, you got Jokic? Okay, cool. So it's 1-1.
What's the next thing?
Mental.
Nah,
team impact success. That's James Harden.
Nah.
He kept that team afloat.
I get that.
When what's your man? Capella and Chris Paul out.
Look now. Mm-hmm. There's not been more. The Nuggets players have missed more games of injuries than any other team in the NBA.
Right.
The entire team, Paul Millsap, Will Barton,
and Jokic.
Now
Jokic missed a few games.
You're damn lying. Jokic's gonna play 80 games.
Well, he still missed a few games. He's still
get 2.
He went that all.
He said like he's gonna play 65. So this is what I'm saying. Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, all have been hurt. What are they, Jeff?
They're the number 2 seed right now.
They're number 2 seed
right now. And
he's lost 4 starters throughout the season.
All right. So coming into the season, James Harden was the guy on that team, and his running mate who consistently gets hurt. Chris Paul goes down early in the season.
Clint Capella goes
down early in the season. The team is still the 3rd seed.
No,
this is when you bring up the 60 points and the 50 points.
No, team impact is success.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The impact that he did when James Harden. What I do admire about his game. Some people don't like the shooting. Some people don't care about the 60
including
points
you
and the 50 points. I don't like the free
including
throw.
you.
The free throw percentage. The free throw shooting. I prefer my 50 points to be like Derrick Rose 50-point game.
Okay.
Go get a bucket. Yeah. But anyway, when it comes down to it, James Harden does more to make sure his team wins than I think Jokic does.
So with you averaging 10 rebounds, 22 points a game, and 7 assists at the center position, you mean to tell me he's not doing more to keep a team at the number 2 seed and you lost 4 starters?
That's not consistent.
He's lost 2.
So James Harden averaged damn 40 points a game.
Yeah, for sure. And I get
with
that.
8 and 8.
No.
And when it comes down to it, he's giving you 50 and 10 and 12.
Is he more? But I'm saying,
you see what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is, there's no other team that has lost that many players in the entire NBA. And you're still a 2 seed?
Hear me out. Take Jokic off that team and give that if healthy. Everybody's healthy. Everybody on Houston's healthy. Everybody on Denver's healthy. Take Jokic off that team. They're still a top 4. With that nucleus, they're still top 4.
And so is Houston.
Houston won't be top.
You're crazy.
Chris Paul and
you said
Chris
healthy.
Paul and Capella.
You said healthy.
I said healthy. Take away healthy Chris Paul and Clint Capella. They do not have enough firepower. There's nobody on that team go out there and give you 30 a night or 25 a night.
No, and this is what I'm saying. You plug in Jokic away, but we saw Jokic without 4 starters.
And we saw Harden with
-2. No,
we saw Harden with Austin Rivers. And you're
using it like they weren't an 8 seed, and then when Chris Paul came back, they won 10 or 11.
Or when James Harden.
Now think about it now. When this shit was going on, you can't use that because they were an 8 seed, and you're like, what the hell happened to the Houston Rockets?
Well, he had anybody out there playing with.
But what you said was they kept the team afloat. This team stayed statistically 1 or 2 with this man losing 4 starters.
They were 4
1 or 2.
They were 4 and 1.
1 or 2.
Is Jamal Murray not having a great year?
Yeah, most definitely.
It's
most definitely.
Is Chris Paul not having a great
year? He's having okay.
What are you talking about? Neither one of them are all-stars.
Jamal Murray could have been.
Chris Paul is a way better. Who are you paying attention more if you playing against the Rockets?
Wait. For sure, Chris Paul, Jay. I'm just saying.
Wait. What's the question?
Who are you paying more attention to, Chris Paul or Jamal Murray? You're paying attention to Jokic, bro. You're paying. You don't.
Yeah, no, of course, no. Yeah. It's like you paying attention to James Harden first.
Yeah,
but you can't just Jamal Murray.
But comparing him to Chris Paul, come on.
Well, not career-wise.
But what you said was, bro, the Rockets were out of the playoff picture when James Harden was 1 for 60. Let's keep it above.
They were 7th.
No, they were 9th. They were 9th.
That's not out of the playoff picture.
You're a goddamn liar. If we start the playoffs, 8th is out. It's the top 8.
But it's still the picture goes to 10. You know that. Because you're still within striking distance.
What I'm saying is, you said they were afloat. These guys were 1-2, and you said they slipped.
4.
Bro, they was the number one seed for the longest.
At one point, OKC was number one seed at one point.
Come on, man. For the majority of the season, they were number one seed.
Yeah, they
Four starters being gone. Will Barton, Jamal
consistent.
Murray, Paul Millsap, all gone.
I want our listeners to understand when you say that they weren't consistently missing 4 starters and putting Jokic out there with the G League.
No, they weren't. But I'm saying in a consistent basis, somebody was out of the line.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They all went out at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not saying
the way you're describing it, and people
when
want to hear it say Jokic manned up and with 4 other stars out of the game, he willed his team to a second seed. Hell no. James Harden was missing Capella and Paul at the same damn time, to quote the great Future. And he kept that team afloat.
So team impact is success.
James Harden.
So what we at?
2-1. Because mental's next.
We already did it.
We did mental.
We skipped,
Yeah, we ain't did mental. Come on.
All right,
Yeah,
consistency.
It was 2-2. It wasn't consistency.
That's James Harden.
That's a wash. Because if you're looking at it, I know what we were talking about with James Harden, and I went through a whole thing about Russell Westbrook having more turnovers than anybody in NBA history. James Harden is on a run his damn self. He is second on that list with 213 straight games with at least 1 turnover. Right. So can we consistently consist that this guy is the guy that we're talking about, or is he? You just literally said he shoots. He averages 28 shots a game. You can't average 36 points a game if you average 28 shots.
He got to.
I'm saying, just think though. Any superstar in this league, Jeff, you watch a lot of fucking basketball. Yeah. If anybody on this top 8 shot 28 shots a game, how much would they average?
I agree with that. But to his defense, he's shooting 44%.
Very efficient.
44%. He's efficient.
Very efficient.
So,
very efficient. But you got to think about it too.
40, an average of 36 a game.
36 games,
36
for sure.
games.
We ain't seen it in a while.
36 games.
But I'm saying consistent.
Putting up buckets.
Turning over that bitch. He's consistently turning, and he leads the NBA in turnovers with 5 a game.
And he's making up for those turnovers.
How?
Because
50? 50?
His assist to turnover ratio is he's plus 3 turnovers. That's plus 3 assists. Because he's averaging 8 assists. So he's plus 3 assists and 36 points a game.
But what I'm saying is, when you take away 5 turnovers from one person, when you start the game, you're going to know that he's going to throw that bitch over 5 times.
You also start the game, he's going to get you 35 points.
Now, he's going to get you 6. So he's throw it away 5 times. That's possibly, 10 points a game.
For sure.
He's going to give you 16 points a game with assists.
Right.
So he's giving you plus 6 right there before you get on the court.
You take away the turnovers.
Right. So I'm saying, take away turnovers.
Yeah, so it's plus 6.
So he's plus 6 a game before you step on the court.
Before he steps on the court, what I'm saying is, you put Jokic right, and consistent.
Right.
You ain't heard no problems by him. He averages less turnovers than him, and he averages right around the same amount of assists.
Consistently saying that I have a player that accounts for 54 points a game from his scoring and his assisting. That usage rate consistently throughout a season. He's averaged it.
But you hear this, cameraman?
Because he's averaged
Jeff is using usage rate to argue a stat. Well, I will be damned.
Wait. In the jungle, did they not say giraffes did not have long necks at one point? What did giraffes do? They adapted. So I know my room. I have to know my room.
You went to usage rate.
I have to know my room.
So if we're talking about usage rate, then remember you brought up usage rate.
I did. But here's my point.
Remember that.
There's
nobody as far as usage rate.
There's something to say about somebody who steps on the court and you automatically know I got 50. Not saying he's scoring 50, but I know he's going to account for 50 points a game as soon as he steps on the court.
60 in New York.
So what I'm saying is, consistently though, just remember what you're talking about with usage rate.
Yeah, I hear you.
So Harden moves on.
Yeah.
All right.
But again, from a number 1 seed,
he's fighting. He's having a fight.
He's fighting every
day. So we got 3 versus 2.
Steph Curry,
KD.
Shit. I'll take Kevin Durant.
I know you will.
I'll take Steph. No. I've never argued. I'll take Steph.
Nah. I'm going to let you go.
Really?
I'm going to let you go. Offense is a wash.
The hell?
Offense is a wash.
No, Jay.
Offense is a wash.
No, Jay.
The average amount, Steph averaged more points.
You can't guard Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
that's not.
I've heard you say that.
That's not a human. That's not a human being. It's not a human being that you can put on KD and say.
What we're talking about is the impact of a one player on the floor.
Right.
And in basketball, there's not one more impactful player just being on the floor than Stephen Curry.
That's not true.
Who? Who are we talking about?
Kevin Durant.
So and that's what
7 feet
and that's
tall.
why I said it's a wash.
He's 7 feet tall.
And that's why I said it's a wash.
Kevin Durant is the reason why they won these back to back.
That's what they had to get there. They had to get there.
Let's go wash. Let's go
No,
wash.
hell no. I'm not giving that a wash.
No.
No,
I mean,
because if you get at a wash, he's not gonna win this. Kevin Durant's not gonna win this.
Yeah, defense.
Kevin Durant's not gonna win this.
It should go unnoted, dog, that this dude is doing so much for this team. It doesn't even make. He's having his best year as a pro.
Kevin Durant is
at 31.
Kevin Durant is unhappy and making it look easy.
That goes to the mental that we're talking about.
That's why I said you can't watch this.
Because
Kevin Durant.
So offense, I have Kevin Durant. I mean, I have Steph Curry.
I got Kevin Durant.
I got Steph Curry.
Defense.
Yeah, well, move on. Got Kevin Durant.
I got
Kevin
He's
Durant.
playing better defense.
Yeah.
He's playing better defense.
I still want to find. I want to find a video of Steph doing anything with defense.
He's just playing better defense.
I just want to see a video.
Let me tell you something.
I just want to see a video.
Let me tell you something, though.
Okay, come on.
How is it so uncommon now that KD didn't play the defense when he was in OKC? Now he comes to the Warriors, and now he's a defensive player. Don't ever forget that, though.
I mean,
Wait, you probably to the light.
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just saying.
He has dedicated the time to it because there's less that he has to do on Golden State. Kevin Durant literally is bored. They are so much better than everybody else every night. That team is bored.
So team impact is success.
This is a wash.
So I don't think so, because when Steph Curry is gone, we noted this year that they're 10 and 11. When KD has been gone, they're over 500. So what are we talking about?
They're 10 of 11, so one game below 500.
Still under 500. It's over 500. It's going to cement.
These stats, boy.
Team impact is success. There's nobody more impactful than Stephen Curry on that team. He is the offense of that team.
No, Kevin Durant's the offense.
How he average more points than Jeff?
He shoots more three balls.
No, you don't.
He don't shoot more threes than Kevin Durant.
I mean, I'm saying he gets more. They get the same amount of shots.
But he shoots more. But more of Steph's shots are after the 3-point line.
Oh, for sure.
So
I mean,
3 and
that's what he
2. 3 and 2.
No, get the fuck out of here.
I'm just saying.
So who's on?
If I'm shooting 4 2s, you shooting 4 3s, you got more points than me.
We'll watch that.
We'll
That's what you
We'll
said.
watch what
Team
team
impact.
impacts. We can watch that.
Mental. Steph Curry.
Okay.
Consistency.
Kevin Durant.
Stop, man. God. I just said that the boy had his best statistical year this year.
That doesn't mean consistent.
Bro, Kevin Durant, let's talk about it. Kevin Durant is having his worst statistical year.
One of, yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what are we talking? We're talking about this year consistently, right? Steph Curry is having his best statistical year.
So if Steph's having his best and KD's probably having one of his worst,
One of his worst.
that means statistically they're both anomalies, right? Because they're not consistently where they. No,
You mean Steph Curry's having a better year?
No, that's not what. That's not what. By definition of the word, that's not consistent. Because consistent means I average 20 no matter what. Yes? Thank you, cameraman. If I average 20, then all of a sudden I jump to 28, then I jump back down to 20, that means I had an anomaly of a year. It was not consistent with my career. That's what I'm saying. He's saying Steph Curry is having the best year of his career. That's not consistent with what he's done over the time.
That's not true, though, Jeff. We're talking about once you're going to the whole season.
But that's what y'all brought up.
No, what I'm saying is this year he's having his best year.
Okay.
And in turn, if you look at this, he's having his best year at 31 years old.
It's also easier for him.
Oh my God! What we talking about is consistency. It don't matter if they playing with 10 people. Who's more consistent this year?
I got Steph Curry.
So Steph Curry moves on. So we have James Harden versus Steph Curry. Offense is a wash.
No.
Offense is
James
a wash.
Harden.
Nah, man.
James Harden.
Come on, James.
Just vote. Who you got? I got James Harden.
Let's just keep it a buck, though.
I got James Harden.
If he shot 28 times, all I'm saying is, give Steph Curry 28 shots a game. That's all I want to know.
Take it.
He would average 41. Let's just keep it a buck.
I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know. And here's what I don't know. And it's not a knock against Steph. This is honest truth. I don't know if Steph can hold up to the demand of what James is doing. And that's real. Let's keep honest. Because we both know Steph, because before they made the turn, because he always was good when he got into the league. There's no, the Minnesota Timberwolves,
The fact that
drafted Rubio and
James Harden have a historical year and it's
But
being...
hear me out. Do we know that Steph can live up to the physical demands of carrying a team like that? That's what I'm saying.
Don't know.
So James Harden
don't either, man. Because he got Steph. He got Chris Paul.
Nah,
when it
Chris
was
Paul
just
ain't
him.
Kevin Durant though.
When
Chris Paul ain't never been Kevin Durant.
When Chris Paul not there, he was AC player.
He was a 6.
Play, but I play.
He's AC, fam.
He's never been. He has never.
You know,
Chris Paul has never been Kevin Durant.
You know, I give you offense though.
Yeah,
Defense, Steph Curry.
What?
That's a wash. if it ever was a wash,
No, it's not a wash. Oh, well, I'm sorry.
James Harden.
James Harden. Yeah.
His James Harden the worst.
They're both bad.
But who's bad?
They're both bad.
But who's bad?
They're both bad.
Who's bad? Yeah. So Steph Curry.
I still want that.
I know.
That's a wash. That's a wash, man. They're both bad. They're both bad.
Hold on. Now, what we have to do is hold ourselves accountable, right?
Yeah.
You said right here and said, and looked at me in my face. What'd you tell me?
Are we?
Shh.
Okay.
What'd you tell me?
I know what I said.
You said there's nobody on this list that you would take that he would beat. So let's move right along and even talk about that.
That's true.
Right. So where we at? Team impact and success.
One.
Come on now.
Team impact is James Harden.
Come on, ain't no damn way.
It's James Harden. You take Steph off that team.
No. What I'm telling you is, if you put Steph on that team,
Take Steph on.
it'll be the exact same thing. That my nigga is a wash.
I just don't.
That is our wash.
No. I'm gonna tell you something funny. You put James Harden the way he plays with that team in Golden State, they are 75 and 7.
Stop, man. Team
75 and 7. They won't win the championship because they're gonna get tired by the playoffs.
Listen, bro.
But 75 and 7.
Team impact and success. We know what's going on. Man.
Team impact is James Harden.
No, that is that is Stephen Curry. No, we can't.
He gotta split it. Because if I say James Harden and you say Steph,
you've never picked against me. You never picked with me.
I have picked with. How did some of these we didn't even watch?
We can't pick with you.
Team impact and success.
I can pick with. You can pick with him. I'm just saying, like
team impact and success.
It's James Harden.
I got James Harden.
So mental.
That's a wash. That's a wash.
Oh, bro, come on now.
That's a wash.
That's a wash. Come on, bro.
Come on, man. That's not
James fucking Harden, bro. So come on, bro. Don't do that.
So what is Steph's moment? What is Steph's moment?
Give me James Harden moment.
James Harden had moments all year.
Give me moments of James Harden, bro. You can't do this, bro. You cannot do this. I'm not gonna let you do this to me, dog. All right, that's consistency. We know what's going on in consistency.
So we can break up these fucking numbers and we ain't
48% as a career. 40 from 3 a career.
No,
bro. I'm talking about bro.
Stop. Let's rewind a little bit. You cannot bring up career.
No, I'm just saying.
You can't do that.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
And number 2, I want to go back to mental one more time.
Me too. Me too. Me too, nigga. Me too.
Because at the end of the day,
where them turnovers at?
True.
Where them turnovers at?
Steph's not
2.5.
That's great
compared to 5, nigga. That ain't he done turned over 216 times in 216 consecutive games.
James Harden is expected to do double more than what Steph Curry does.
We grading him on the curve. Y'all go with that shit.
But it's the truth. It's not apples to apples.
So that's why it's a wash thing.
What's the score? So
it's over.
No, because Steph won. James won offense.
James won offense.
Somehow y'all agreed to Steph won defense.
You agreed.
Team impact success. James won. So it was 2-1.
Mental.
So it was 2-1. It was 2-2.
The mental was Steph Curry. So it's 2-2.
So now it's consistency.
We already just did consistency.
We stopped. Remember I stopped. I said I want to rewind.
No, I said it was a wash. Because you grading on the curve.
But I have no choice but to grade on the curve. You cannot put. Here's my thing. When it comes to Golden State players, you cannot plug them in against other normal teams because you know why, Weezy? They're a super duper team.
I mean, but you can't hold that against them.
I'm not holding it against them. I'm grading them correctly.
Bro, that's what
I'm grading them correctly.
It is what it is. You can't hold it against them. You can't hold that against them. I'm with you on that point, but you can't hold that point against them.
I'm not holding it against them.
I'm grading them correctly. You most definitely are because, dude, if you were doing all this stuff with him being so consistent, they consistently fucking losing because they were AC when it was just him.
But now they're thirsty.
Because you know why?
They're healthy?
Because Chris Paul and they have a full team.
They're healthy.
What I'm saying is, you know,
there were times when Houston was playing with just 6 or 7 players.
Bro, this games, bro.
6 or 7 players.
Bro, this games with James Harden, bro. He missed 20 straight threes, bro.
No,
bro. So do you believe in that? You don't believe in that. So
that's not my argument.
Now, how do you argue and say that this dude is more consistent than a dude that you know that he might miss a game and then be a situation where but you know that next game is going to be, you don't know what you're going to get the next game with James Harden. You know
I don't know if I agree with that, but I see what you're saying. I don't know if I agree with that part, though. I got James Harden. You got Steph. You said it's a watch, right? So we're going to the tiebreak. That's what we said, right?
We don't know what he's saying.
Somebody just said
watch. He can't say it was a watch.
No, okay,
I say it was a watch.
I thought I heard watch. I promise I thought I heard watch. It's my bad. I ain't trying to put words in your mouth. I thought I heard watch. Who you got?
I got James Harden.
Well, what you mean?
That's it.
How?
We got one more.
No, it's consistent with the last one. It's 5. James won offense. Y'all gave Steph the defense. James won team impact success. Steph won mental. James won consistent. 3-2. Game 5 won. The kid that was talking about holding the ball.
that bro, like that ain't nowhere in the world this year that y'all just gonna get that fuck shit to
oh my goodness.
Shit. Hey, we shouldn't even play him against Giannis Antetokounmpo because it ain't one goddamn thing he do better than him. Ain't one motherfucking thing he do better than him. And you know it. Niggas sitting here and watch all this goddamn basketball. I'm gonna sit and tell me that this year on offense, defense, team impact and success, mental and consistency, that James Harden is having a better year all around. If Bill Simmons said on his fucking show that if he had to train one player and he's 31 years old, he wouldn't trade for Steph Curry. And was James Harden on that list? No, the fuck he wouldn't. James Harden went on that list.
James Harden was on that list.
James Harden went on that list.
And even if he wasn't, Bill Simmons is the end all.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying people who watch a lot of basketball, you know, bro, that consistency, that's bullshit, and you know it. And you're just using Weezy because Weezy's a James Harden fan. But consistency, bro, if you put James Harden and him scoring a fucking basketball over a person that you know that ain't gonna show up 2 nights in a row, then he'll have 45. How in the fuck is he having a more consistent year than Steph Curry?
All right, I'll answer that. Number one, if it was up to me, he would have got past the first damn round. Y'all got him out the first round. That's y'all fault. So if it's going with consistency, I had him losing in the first round because he wasn't beating Russ. That's number one. Number two, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, when it's consistency, we're talking about regular season this year. James Harden consistently, accounts for 50 plus points a game.
You gotta stop saying that, bro, because no.
I can't say that. That's statistically proven. He averages 8 assists and 36 points a game.
But this man averaged 27 and 7 on a team that he only get 14 shots. He gets 14 shots a game. He averaged 27. You know how fucking efficient that is? And you talking about consistency?
You can't. If y'all going
44%.
If y'all going to use the Golden State narrative for positive, I can use the Golden State narrative for negative.
But you can't, though, because if a person can go out and you say, hey, you only get 14 shots, but you're going to average 27 points a game, how in the fuck do you say you call somebody more consistent than that?
You're saying, okay, by what you just said, I agree. Now let's say it the correct way. Hey, Mr. Former 2-time MVP, winner of 3 championships, winner of the best regular season record in the NBA, one of the greatest shooters we ever seen. We're only going to give you a certain amount of shots because you ain't got to do shit else. Because your team is so loaded, it's going to make it easy for you. That's what you say it. That's what it is. You feel me? That's what it is. At the end of the day, it's that. It's saying that you got Hall of Famers at every damn position. That's what it's saying. It's not saying, hey, James Harden, it's you, it's a couple of dudes we just picked up from the G League, it's a nigga that buy tennis shoes all the damn time, and Doc's son, go win a game. Huh? Yeah, go play, nigga. That's what it is. And it's saying that, and saying stuff, you, KD, DeMarcus Cousins, Draymond, and Clay, Iggy, and Sean, and Livingston, y'all just gonna have a little fun play basketball. That's different.
And that's our top 8 this year.
We ain't done.
We are done.
We gotta go. Giannis and James.
You want Giannis and James? Let's go. You want Giannis?
Yeah, y'all got it.
Ah, shit.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I got it.
Come on.
Y'all got it.
Come on, man. I ain't do that. I ain't do that when Westbrook lost. I ain't do that when Westbrook
Westbrook should have lost.
I didn't do.
Westbrook should have lost.
When the first year,
Westbrook should have lost.
The MVP.
Westbrook should have lost.
This is my 3rd time doing this. The Westbrook MVP year when he lost to Steph, I did not do Steph versus LeBron.
What we doing? What we gonna do? Okay, now let's do it.
No, I mean, come on, man. Don't do that, Jay. Man,
Offense.
that's different, man. Don't do that.
Let's do offense.
You got Giannis.
Nah, I ain't got shit. I got offense. I got offense. Who's a better offensive player? That's what we walking up to. We just walking up talking. Let's do it. What we doing?
So you telling me you changed? What the fuck we doing? Tweet us with your questions at the end of the show.
No, let's do it.
No, fuck. They don't need to do it if you're not gonna come to the game with your shoes in your hand. Why are we playing for? I don't want you in your flip flops.
I'm good. This is what I'm trying to
I want to beat I want to play you.
And
I'm not playing the nigga in the flip flops.
No, what I'm saying
I don't need him.
What I'm saying
Go
is,
get Mike.
if we are judging off of, if we're breaking ties off of consistency,
These are the rules that were set up. These are the rules.
No. What I'm saying, yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't write the bylaws. I went there when the forefathers signed the declaration.
What I'm saying is, if we going off the criteria, and we just basing it on somebody that actually likes the player, that's what we doing. Because when we said now, we knew
it was cool.
On, right?
It was cool when you used that against me 1 versus 8.
No, it wasn't cool. There was a good matchup. I literally said that's gonna be tough for him. How a person fight from the 1 seed, like this Duke style.
Right.
Yeah, he fought every time. Right. So what I'm saying, there ain't no way in the world he get past Steph Curry. It just don't make sense. But I get it. No, I get it. I see what we're doing.
You don't grade stuff on the curve.
No,
but you should.
So Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Is playing against.
Man, we ain't got to.
No, we have to.
No, we don't.
We have to.
Unless you tell me you're lacing your shoes up, we ain't got to do it.
Now, what I'm telling you is there's nothing that James Harden can do in none of these 5 categories better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Not one.
I don't agree with that.
Well, offense. James Harden is a better offense if you worry about him, right?
Yeah.
On defense.
That's Giannis.
Giannis, for sure, right? Team impact and success.
That's a wash. To me, that's a wash. And the only reason why, if you look at their records, look at their records. James has the misfortune of playing in the same division, same conference as Golden State. You cannot beat Golden State. That's not a team. Yes, I can. That's the world we live in. It's like telling me I can't bring up race.
Denver right there, bro.
You act like
that 2 seed. Denver got a higher seed than them.
No, but when he said I can't bring up Golden State, I can bring up Golden State. Houston beat the shit out of Denver when they play him.
That ain't you don't know shit.
Dog walk.
You don't know that. You just sat here and said if you just said if you went to the if situation, you going back to your if shit.
I'm not going back to if shit. Y'all are saying Denver.
Team impact and success. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
If it's a wash,
Giannis Antetokounmpo is the number 1 seed in this conference.
Yes, he
is. You take away Giannis away from that team, it'll be very, very similar to what's going on with LeBron right now. They'll be a fucking 8 seed, way lower than that, and that's in a bad.
You look at the 8 seed in the East. That's
Orlando.
It's Orlando, Detroit, Brooklyn,
Miami.
They're better than those teams.
With Chris Middleton.
And your mans.
And Eric Bledsoe.
And your mans. And the coach and the system they run.
Come on, man. Giannis. You take Giannis from that team?
I'm not saying Giannis doesn't impact that team.
He is the impact.
All right, so we got mental next.
No, we got to figure out who won team impact and success.
I think it's a wash. I'm still saying it's a wash.
I got Giannis.
I got Giannis.
Oh.
Mental.
To me, because I'm always and I'm on the show being noted of saying this, Giannis hasn't showed up in his moment he should have.
I wish you would have said that.
When, bro?
I said it's on the show.
No, I'm saying when are we talking about? You talking about playoffs?
Yeah. I said it's on the show.
What James Harden show?
That's my point.
So mental, bro.
That's what I'm saying. My point is
to
me.
Mental. That's easy. Like easy. If you bringing up one playoff, when you talk about a nigga that ain't showed up in one playoff game, give me one good playoff game for James Harden.
Game 6.
Give me
Game 6. Game 6.
One that
Game
matters.
5. Game 5.
One that matters.
Game 5. When they had to come back and make it a Game 6 against the Warriors. Game 5, he balled. Let's be real now. He balled.
You're talking about when it counted.
That counted. Because if they lose that game, the season's over.
So you
going back to Golden State down 3-2?
Mentally.
It's over.
Mentally. You think you
it was 2-2 going into Game 5 with Chris Paul. There wasn't a game got hurt, but if it's 2-2 going into Game 5, if they don't win Game 5, they go to Golden State down 3-2. We don't have a Game 7.
Mental though.
You asked me to break up a game.
I'm just saying mentally though. Like we said and argued for this whole show about how mentally weak James Harden is throughout the year, and Giannis
throughout the playoffs more so than anything.
Come on, man.
But I'm saying Giannis hasn't been in those moments though. This is his first. He's just.
So you can't judge him if he ain't been there.
So how can it not be a watch then? If I don't know what you're gonna do,
because we've seen what James Harden doing in the playoffs.
All right, man. Now I will say this though. I'm gonna say this. I'm way off camera for that. Nah, I'm way off camera for that. Go ahead. Next one.
Consistency. We shouldn't even have to do that. That's 3. That's 3 for Giannis.
Is it?
It's offense. It's defense.
Defense.
Team impact and success. We said Giannis.
So you said Giannis.
And mental.
So
Giannis wins over James Harden, over LeBron James, over KD, over Stephen Curry.
Yep.
It was really a lot of competition for him in the East. It was him and Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid was pretty. That was some competition.
That's competition for anybody.
Yeah, not for sure. That's a knockdown drag out, man. Yeah, it doesn't go all the ways that, somebody might thought. Weezy had a dog in the fight. You had a dog in the fight, and I also had a dog in the fight. So
I accept my dog losing.
Yeah, for sure. I think we all did.
Got a little testy when some other people's dogs got it.
Nah, well, because you have you knew in the back, right? And as an AC, there's no way that dude, he put
I don't know that. Because me, on the clear mind and unbiased mind, Westbrook beats him in 8-1.
Yeah, if I'm starting to listen what I'm trying to say.
8-1, he beat him.
Yeah, I'm just me personally.
All right.
But I knew, see what's going on.
Okay.
For sure. So let us know, man, what y'all think, man. Again, we appreciate everybody that sent in a letter, a fucking list, a text message, anything that has something to do with it. We appreciate that. The 2019 Player Playoff winner is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who would have thought?
He better show up in the playoffs.
He better show up in the playoffs, for sure. James Harden better show up in the playoffs. For sure. That's true. LeBron James better show up next year in the playoffs. Joel Embiid,
come on, Jack,
better show up.
He sure will
in the playoffs.
Everybody has shown up and will continue to show up in the playoffs.
Does not, but I'm saying,
now don't you do that.
Showing up,
we'll be here to 5.
Showing up,
don't you do that.
Showing up ain't really playing at a high level though. Let's just keep it above.
Man, when the game was on the line and your man's playoff P lost his will to fight.
But he shot 50 shots that night.
Nigga, I'm Kobe when the game on the line. I don't care how many I shoot. We gotta win. We got to win. I don't care about. I don't want whoever. I don't want Raymond Felton shooting. I don't care if he's 16 for 100. They won. And I see exactly. When the game on the line, it's time to win.
Tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe, but more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
That the revolution will be podcasted. Weezy.
Everything paid for, baby.
Jeff.
Camera's always on, brother.
The revolution will be podcasted. Cameraman, we are out.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. To catch up on prior episodes, visit the SoundCloud page. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.